and welcome. Tina's Joyful Kitchen. Tina McDermott here, and today I'm going to show you cauliflower risotto. And if you can roll your R's, let me know. Risotto. All right. And then we're going to make this sauteed flounder and wilted greens. Oh my goodness, one of the favorite meals of my life, especially served with the side of risotto. Oh, yummy, 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 yummy. All right, let's get started. We're gonna make these meals, we're gonna make these dishes interchangeably, at the same time basically, because this one takes a little bit longer to cook. So I'm gonna turn on my heat, I'm gonna turn the heat on, and I'm gonna put a whopping 2 tablespoons of some real butter. Real butter, use some real butter. Okay, love my butter. We're gonna heat up the butter. Let me go a little medium high here. And then we're going to start with some onions, okay? So the butter is going to melt in just a couple of seconds, but I just want to show you what's going to go in there. 1 whole chopped onion, done. And then we're going to do some fresh garlic, okay? I think 3 cloves of garlic are good for now. And we're just waiting for this to heat up. Throw in our mushrooms, and we're just going to allow this to cook for about 10-15 minutes as you're just going to stir and cook all of this up with the butter, the onions, the mushrooms. And now we're going to cook up the flounder. So I've got the cast iron skillet getting nice and hot, and we're going to put a little bit of olive oil in there. I like a little olive oil in there. Here we go. And we've got lots of things cooking up in the kitchen here. So I've got my flounder. I always buy my fish the day of or the day before I'm going to cook it when it's fresh, okay? The day of, the day before when it's fresh. The flounder cooks up really quick. So it's going to be probably 90 seconds on each side. I've got my pan, my skillet, my cast iron skillet. I love cast iron skillets. They just cook so evenly, and it will actually give you some iron that our bodies need. There was something I forgot to do. Isn't this funny? Isn't this funny how life works? And I can still do this afterwards. It's no big deal. I have some tapioca flour, and I wanted to flour my fish. I'm just going to use my hands. The most useful tools in the kitchen are your hands. Use them. Now, what I'm going to do here is I've got some beautiful scallions. I'm just going to put some scallions right on top of it and cook them up just briefly, because once that fish cooks, then I'm going to cook the mushrooms and wilt the spinach. We're going to wilt the spinach in there. Right now, I'm going to put a little lemon juice on top of the fish as it's cooking. And we're just going to put our fish right on the plate. There we go. So now we're going to put, it's okay if the scallions stay in there. It's okay if there's a little bit of fish left over in there. It'll be perfect. We're going to cook up our mushrooms. There we go. And we're going to add a little bit more salt, a little more freshly ground black pepper. Before I put the spinach in, I'm going to put a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Help me deglaze the pan a little bit more. So make sure you have your lid when you are wilting your spinach. All right, to me, this is done. So we're going to put our spinach and mushrooms. Oh my gosh, this is going to be such a wonderful dish to eat and to serve to your family. So there we have it, our flounder with our wilted greens and mushrooms and scallions. All right, let's check on that risotto. I want to show you what the mushrooms look like. There's the mushrooms and the onions. It all looks a little bit of brown bits on the bottom, but we're going to get those all up with the broth, okay? So next, what we're going to put in here is the thyme. We haven't done thyme yet, okay? So I'm just going to put in a little bit of thyme. Next, I'm going to put in some bone broth. I've got some chicken broth. It doesn't have to be bone broth. I like to use bone broth because the bone broth is going to give you collagen that your body needs. We have 4 cups of riced cauliflower. We're going to put 4 cups of riced cauliflower in there. There we go. So what I'm doing now is I'm cooking my cauliflower in with the broth, and I'm gonna let this cook for about 10 minutes. And then once it's cooked, then I'm going to add the cheese and I'm gonna add the coconut cream, and it's gonna be absolutely delicious. But it's gonna be about 10 minutes and I will be right back. The cauliflower risotto is almost done. We have to put on the finishing touches of the cauliflower risotto, and that is some Parmesan cheese. Dump it in. There it is. And then we've got some coconut cream. You can use heavy cream for this. I use the heavy cream for some other recipes, so I have some coconut cream literally from the can. Not light. Don't ever do light. You don't need light. And now all I'm gonna do is stir this up for a few moments. Add a little bit of freshly ground black pepper. I tend to do this at the end for this particular dish. Okay. And maybe you need a little bit more salt. In our house, we're low on salt these days. Okay. This is looking delicious. It's looking wonderfully creamy. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a taste just to see if it does need any salt, if it does need anything else. If anything, it could probably use a little bit more cheese, but I love cheese. And you don't need to have any more cheese. Okay, so we're going to turn that off. And I'm going to show you what this dish looks like. Here we go. Here we have our cauliflower risotto, and there's a lot of liquid in our greens and our mushrooms because I didn't cook the mushrooms off. So we've got our flounder with our wilted greens and mushrooms and our cauliflower risotto. There we have it. Oh my gosh, how delicious is this meal? Full of vegetables, full of wonderful, clean protein, so that you can have a healthy, vibrant, and free life for you and your family. Thanks so much for joining us today. Until next time. Thank you so much for watching the show today. If you love to find joy in the kitchen, even if you don't know how to cook, even if you don't like to cook, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right below so that you can catch each and every one of my episodes. Thank you again, and until next time, namaste.